Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking all about 2022 trends and how to style them with the items that you've already got in your closet. I'm really excited about this one because I talk a lot about how I generally will sit on a trend for a while before I consider even purchasing it, because I want to make sure that it's the right fit for me, that it aligns with my personal style and will be something that is not going to be a fleeting fancy, something that I consider myself wanting to wear for years and years to come. So I want to start with the one that I think is the most fun, which is dopamine dressing. And this is all about injecting a little bit of vibrancy, a bit of color into your outfits that will essentially have this impact called enclothed cognition and make you feel happy, just feel joyful from the very act of putting on these more colorful pieces. So there's two ways that you can include dopamine dressing as part of your day-to-day outfit. The first way would be as really that little hero pop of color. It is going to be that little vibrant burst of color in your outfit, keeping everything else very, very neutral and very simple. So I decided to do that with the example using these really fun sort of tangerine colored heels from Charles & Keith. I really like the design of these and the fact that they are sort of minimal, they're not too in your face, and they're actually a bit more of a desaturated orange hue. Then the outfit that I'm wearing is very kind of tonal, so there is nothing competing with the color of these. The fact that they are on my feet does actually mean that they're a little bit more subtle as opposed to me wearing a really bright top, but that's another way you could do it. You could also utilize a handbag or something like that instead of shoes, but I thought it was a really fun way, and to me these are quite a happy color to sort of play with. Then for the second option, I wanted to show you how I would do it a little bit more, adding in a bit of extra color. So here I've worn a sage green turtleneck knit and I've paired it with a matching handbag in a very, very similar shade of green. It's in the same color family, it has the same undertone, and I've gone for green with blue. And these are very complementary colors. They just very effortlessly pair together, as you can tell. And I've opted to go for the 3 color rule as part of this outfit as well. So green, so the bag and the knit both being green, blue for my denim, and then black for my shoes. And this is something that is very kind of soft, is appealing on the eye, and it doesn't really feel too loud. And the reason being that the color that I've added in is more muted. It's a little bit more pastel in terms of the depth and saturation of the color, which makes it feel a little bit more approachable and easy to wear. So I thought that that was a really pretty pairing, and definitely one of those outfits I'm going to be reaching for a bit on days when I want to be a little bit more colourful with what I'm wearing. Now this next part of the video does include a paid for integration with Gentle Herd, and I'm really excited to be sharing this brand with you. I've purchased from there before, and so I was thrilled when they reached out and asked if I'd like to work together with them. And so I've picked out a few items from the website, but also I'm going to be integrating one of these pieces as part of the trends for 2022. So if you're not familiar with Gentle Herd, I think it's a really amazing place to go, especially if you've got all your basics covered and you're looking for items that are a little bit more unique, that have some serious personality to them and are going to be unlike anything else in your wardrobe. And that is definitely the place that I am kind of at with my own closet. That said, they actually have really great basics as well. And the item that I purchased, I think I've had this for about a year now actually. It's a really, really good basic. It is this beautiful wool cardigan. You may have seen me wearing this before as I've reached for it quite a bit, but it's like the quality of this is unreal. It isn't listed as cashmere, but it feels almost as soft as the cashmere knits that I've got in my closet. These do wash really well as well, I have to say, and I like the fact that it's just a very open design with the patch pockets on the front. So if you wanted to wear it a little bit more done up, so you were super toasty, you could add a belt around the waist, which would be a really, really fun way to wear that. But this is just such a beautiful piece. It comes in so many different colors and I really cannot rave about it enough. And it's really affordable as well. And actually I do have a discount code, so do keep an eye out. All those details will be in the description box below actually. And I am going to have links to all of the items that I share today down in the description box too. But this has been such a winner. I really, really like the warm camel tone. Now the item that I'm going to be styling up is a pair of wide leg trousers, or more like drapey tailored trousers, which have been huge. I feel like everyone has a pair of these in their closet, and these ones are a really beautiful dark gray. I didn't actually have this kind of color in my wardrobe, and I thought a really good basic piece to have. They do just have the button closure, and the button is contrasting with the brown, which I think adds just a little bit of warmth there. Very subtle. These are a double pleat trouser, so they have a really beautiful kind of drape and a lot of movement to them when you are walking around. And I also like the other little detail here, which is the double belt loop, which I don't really think you see too often, and it's not an in-your-face detail, but it's something to me that really makes these quite special. Also do want to mention they're a wool blend as well, so very comfortable. They've got a suiting like hand feel, so these would be a great option for the office. I have these in a size small, by the way, for anyone curious, and I will have sort of my general sizing down in the description box below as well. Now, one of my favorite ways to wear the wide leg trouser is to keep it really simple, so wear something quite sort of slim on top, because these are more of a luminous silhouette. So I have paired it with a beautiful tank. This one is also from Gentle Herd, and this is a silk cashmere blend. This is so comfortable, and actually a really fabulous essential to just have in your closet anyway as is. Great for the office, but also doubles up perfectly for the weekend as well for a slightly elevated outfit. And I don't know how clear it's going to be from the cutaways, but it has this really stunning ribbed knit with the stitched in V detail at the front. Again, that's just a little touch, something I haven't seen elsewhere, and I think that it's these little details that really elevate these basic pieces and make them feel a little bit more special. So I've worn the two together, and then I've also worn a chunky sandal on my feet. And personally, when I'm wearing a wider leg trouser, I actually really like the way that they pair with either a chunky sandal, because you've already got all this weight at the bottom of your outfit, so it just feels very complimentary and it doesn't feel incongruous with what you've styled it with. But I also like more of a streamlined sandal because it feels a little bit more elegant and refined. Alternatively, I think that wide leg trousers look really great with sneakers as well. And again, these trousers come in a bunch of different colors too, so you don't just have to go for neutrals like I have. And then the third piece that I added to my wardrobe from Gentle Herd is this really cool pocket tee, and this one I went for in this slightly desaturated army green. It's actually a little bit more vibrant in person than it's showing up on camera. But again, to me, this was a basic that felt a little bit more different and a little bit elevated. While I do have pocket tees in my closet, I don't have anything that has such a large pocket on the front that feels very exaggerated and really is part of the design of the t-shirt itself. The actual shape and fit of this is really nice too. It's sort of quite boxy and relaxed, and definitely adds in that very nonchalant, effortless vibe that I'm looking for. Looks great paired with the trousers as well that I showed you before. And this is a 100% cotton tee, and the quality of the cotton is really nice. It is quite robust, but it has a really beautiful drape to it. It kind of strikes that perfect balance, because I want my t-shirts to be thick enough, but also to still have that really lovely drapey quality that is going to look beautiful when it's tucked into things. And you could also, because of the width of this one, you could easily just do a little knot and crop it as well. Or if you're wearing a bralette, tuck it underneath the bralette to have that sort of cropped off finish if you prefer that. That also looks really chic with the wide leg pants. Now, as I mentioned, I do have a discount code with Gentle Herd for 20% off site wide. It is Jamie20. It's going to be on screen here and again down in the description box below. So if you do like the look of any of the items that I shared today, or want to have a little bit of a browse on their website, highly recommend that you do. I really like their basic cashmere crews as well. They've got some quite chunky options. Their knitwear is really stunning, so if you're in the northern hemisphere about to head into sort of autumn, you may like to take a little bit of a peek, because they have some really fun colors, especially if you are looking at kind of branching out, or you want to inject that element of dopamine dressing to your winter looks. Next, I want to move on to browns, and this is also kind of going to sit in that trend of the camp shirt, which I feel like I'm seeing a lot of at the moment, and I'm not mad about it. I actually really like it. Love a short sleeved shirt. So I have this one here. It's from Mateau. It is a really beautiful silk, and it's in this rich kind of red toned brown, almost has this kind of ruddy quality to it. And the thing that is really beautiful about this shirt is that it has this palm print down the front, which to me is what really does make this special and make it a standout without it being too outside of my own comfort zone. Now, I personally like the way that this looks just worn with tailored trousers. I think that because it is a silk, despite it being a little bit more relaxed and having this really beachy quality to it, it feels really complimentary, and you can wear it with a little slide sandal or something like that to really finish it off and make it feel elevated to match the vibe of the shirt being a silk as opposed to a cotton. But I just think beautiful. Also a really great one to wear open with a bikini and some high-waisted shorts. I would keep the color palette really, really simple with this one being the camp shirt. When it comes to the browns though, I really like pairing it with more darker tones, so opting for black with brown. I know that there's a style rule you shouldn't break, but I personally really like the way that they look and the very, very subtle difference in color. I think it almost plays a little bit of this visual illusion element that I quite like to inject into some of my outfits, but also great as part of more of a tonal look too. So that is kind of browns and the camp shirt. I think more I wanted to focus on the camp shirt element because I think that is just such a fun trend, and yeah, one that I've really seen start to surface quite a lot recently. Next, I want to move on to a trend that isn't my personal favorite, but I know many of you like it, and it is cargo pants. Now, I don't actually own a pair of cargo pants, and I don't know if I really elaborated too much on why this trend wasn't the one for me, but essentially a lot of the trends that I find a little bit hard to warm to are ones that I wore as a kid, and I've just got a lot of memories. But these pants, they're not a cargo pant, but they are a utility pant, and they have that cargo pant-esque fit. So these are from Basic, and they're really, really long, and that's kind of what I've noticed a lot with cargo pants in general. They tend to be a little bit longer, and they're a style that a lot of people are wearing with heels, and I quite like that because you've got that dichotomy between the very feel and I suppose the tone of the item. You know, these trousers, they feel very workwear-ish. They feel quite kind of edgy, cool, and then you pair them with something that's a bit more refined, a bit more elegant and elevated. You have this really nice harmonious balance. So I've worn these with black pointed toe pump. You could also do a strappy sandal as well. I think that would look really chic. And then I've worn them with that really lovely tag from Gentle Herd because I just thought that that was a really nice way to balance things out. These trousers aren't, you know, fitted on the waist or anything, so they do have a little bit of room and they do feel like they're a bit of a larger shape. So by wearing them with something that's a little bit slimmer on the top, I am just creating a little bit of proportional balance with my outfit. I'm also doing that bookending trick where I am matching the color of my shoes with the top that I've opted to wear, but I think a white tank would also look really, really lovely, or something that is more of a neutral creamy color. So yeah, that is one way that I would wear cargo pants if I had a pair of them in my closet. So hopefully for those of you who do own them, it's given you another little way to wear them. Okay, next trend is the oversized blazer, and I know so many of you do not like this trend, and that is totally fine, but I do have a couple of different ways to wear it, and it doesn't necessarily have to be as exaggerated and as large and oversized as this jacket that I have is. It could just be something that is slightly more relaxed, but hopefully this will give you some options in terms of styling blazers that you've already got in your wardrobe. So the one I have is from the Frankie shop. I am actually pretty happy with this purchase. It's worn well so far, and I would say when it comes to oversized blazers, probably the best thing to do is keep it simple, because this really is the hero of your outfit, is the thing that everyone's going to be looking at or focusing on when they look at your outfit. So for the first iteration, and I did want to show you two different outfit options, I've paired it with a simple tank, some jeans, and then just a little pointed toe pump. Kept the color palette very, very muted, very plain, so that the standout piece or that item that you are drawn to, there's no confusion, it is the blazer. Then for the second way that I wore it, I wanted to show you how you could actually make it feel a little bit more slim fitting and a little bit more tailored, and kind of make that fit seem more intentional, because it can almost look like you are borrowing something from your dad's closet, and you know, there's a time and a place. It's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you love the oversized look, but you can always wear it belted and almost have it on like a bit of a dress. So for the second outfit option, I have belted it at the waist, my favorite little belt from Anderson's, and I've worn it with some leggings because this particular blazer is long enough that it can almost function a little bit like a dress. So if you were shorter, that is a way that you could easily wear it just by wrapping the blazer across your body and then belting it very, very simply. You could also use a brooch to fasten it if you really wanted to, if you weren't that bothered or you were careful enough that you weren't going to leave any holes in the fabric. So that's another little option for how you could style an oversized blazer. And yeah, it's definitely a way that I think I'm going to try and wear mine just to get some extra mileage out of it and feel like I'm wearing something that is a bit fresh and different to how I typically tend to wear it. You'll also have seen me wear this with a really slim fitting knit and a mini skirt and then some high heeled boots, which I think is also a cute way to style it with maybe some black sheer tights for when it does get cold. So that is the oversized blazer. Okay, and then the final trend that I wanted to mention is the chunky loafer. I think when we think of chunky loafers, we've probably got that very strong visual of the Prada loafers with the logo across the vamp or across the foot here in the front. I don't necessarily think you need to go out and spend loads and loads of money on a shoe like that. I actually do have a designer pair. I've got the Tod's ones with the chain across the foot, and they are very much in your face, like very, very loud, and when you wear them you want to keep the rest of your outfit simple. If you want to have a little bit more variety and a bit more flexibility with how you can actually style your chunky loafer, I would go for one that doesn't have any branding and that doesn't have any kind of major embellishment to them, so that they feel a little bit more subdued. So the ones that I decided to style up today are these they're burgundy loafers. These ones are from Charles & Keith, and I've shown 3 different ways that you can wear them. So way number 1 would be with a wide leg pant, so you could easily pair them with those ones from Gentle Herd I mentioned earlier. In the cutaways, I've paired them with some from Facade Pattern because they're a black, and I really wanted to go for a minimal-esque color palette that was very much like black and white, but with the burgundy loafers that kind of showed a little bit of color at the feet in a very subtle way. The trousers having more room through the leg really complement the shape and how chunky these shoes are. These don't feel too heavy on my feet when I have these on with a trouser like that. Then I've opted for a really slim fitting top. This is kind of in a creamy color and it's very cut close to the body. So again, I think that really helps to highlight the shapes that I am trying to create my lower half. For the second way that I've styled them up, I paired them with a slip skirt. And actually one of the ways that I've worn these quite a lot just for the daycare run is with a black slip skirt and then my very, very oversized knit from the Row. I know that's not everyone's taste, so in the cutaways I have paired it with a slimmer fitting knit. This one actually has this really beautiful button detail on the shoulder. And this is another way that you could wear them. I think that these sorts of loafers look great when paired with a slip skirt. It doesn't necessarily have to be one with a slit up the side, doesn't even have to be a black one, but I think pairing the more masculine vibe of these shoes with something that is very traditionally feminine is a way that you can play on the juxtaposition of those very specific styles. Then for the final outfit, I have worn them with a very, very classic outfit that you will have seen me in a million times. I'm wearing just a simple top, my favorite crop jeans, and a trench coat. So all classic items. And when you think about it, when you put these on the head, these are a classic shoe. A loafer is something that has been around for a really long time, and it is a shoe that I will always say I think has a place in anyone's wardrobe, especially if you love this sort of a style. But the fact that they are more chunky, it does make them feel a little bit more heavy, a little more modern. And despite being a timeless style, they feel a little bit more trendy, I suppose, from that perspective. And they don't quite have that same refined nature as the items I'm wearing up top. So again, I'm sort of playing on these different ideas that we've got around very specific items that we typically wear in our closet, which I think is just a little bit of fun and a great way to sort of mix and match what you own, or to update your style uniform in a way that will still be very reflective of your personal style. So yeah, that is the chunky loafer. And that wraps up all the trends that I wanted to chat about in today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this one and you got some outfit ideas for how you can incorporate these 2022 trends into your own closet. Thank you so much for watching and spending some of your day with me. Thank you so much to Gentle Herd for partnering with me on this video. Don't forget I have that discount code Jamie20, which I am going to put on screen here down in the description box below if you would like to make a purchase. I highly recommend checking out their knitwear section. I will see you next time with a brand new video. See you very soon, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.